Balblair 1999 second release. Should you grab this one? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. Hey, my whiskey people, Mark here from Whiskey Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you a Balblair that is now extinct. That's right, they have refreshed the range, as you probably know, so you'll have a hard time finding that one in some locations, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find one somewhere in a store or at auction, or maybe from a friend who wants to trade. Should you get one of these, let's pour it, let's check out the color, let's look at the legs, we will smell it and we'll taste it, check out the finish, give it a whiskey score, and answer the question of whether you should be looking for that one. All right. So 1999 second release. This one has been matured in a mixture of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry. This was bottled in 2015, so it's roughly 16 years. Could be 15 depending on which month and day. Let's get that poured. Beautiful cork stoppers on these, and I really like the old bottles. I wonder how I'll feel about the new ones when I do get them. I can get some ordered, but I haven't done that yet. I'm almost holding out. I'm almost trying to delay it because I really do love. That was a nice pour, 30 milliliters on the button. I really did like these bottles and the fact that they were vintage and the fact that they had a unique decanter style of bottle and a beautiful cork. There were so many reasons I like that. Have you seen the corks? So many reasons I like these. But I guess they felt that the vintage aspect was misunderstood. I'm guessing that's why they changed. Let's check the color out. A nice golden hue. This is roughly about the midpoint of whiskey, and it's all natural, and that is fantastic. Okay, and the legs. Let's see what kind of legs we have for Balblair 1999 second release. And if you've tried this, if you've tasted it, if you have a bottle at home and you've opened it, share your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Tell me your tasting notes. Medium legs, nicely defined, and indicative of a good mouthfeel. On the thinner side, but still very nice. And yes, this is 46% ABV. It's unchill filtered, as the whole range of Balblair are. I think the new ones are as well. I think all they've really done is just put an age statement, and you'll have less variation. This is the thing I don't like, but you'll have a little bit more regularity, which some people find very appealing. Oh, I really like Balblair 12. Let me get it again and again and again and again. Whereas the vintages, of course, you had to expect that something would be different. Anyway, on to the nose. This was a bottle that was featured, by the way, in the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. And if you happen to be in Winnipeg, please join us. Even if you're here on business, try to show up at the end of the month. We always meet the last Wednesday of each month. It's a real fruit bag with some vanilla custard. Citrus fruits alongside ripe tree fruits, sweet apples, like a red delicious, right? Red delicious apple. Some gooseberry, underripe gooseberry. Quite a decadent nose, really no flaws here at all. Some light cinnamon, a hint of ginger, the tiniest bit of nutmeg or mace. Definite cardamom note there. All right, on to the palate. Cheers, everybody, and a big cheers to the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. Ladies and gents, see you very soon. Hint of dryness, but very much follows through with the nose. A big bag of fruits. A little bit of vanilla custard on there. And some of those baking spices, as I mentioned. And you may be asking me, well, Mark, if you love these Peugeot Les Impitoyables so much, why aren't you using them? And the reason is because, first of all, I have to use that again because I'm not finished. This is the same recording night, and I'll have to go and get that base from the freezer. This is the base that's super heavy. This weighs nearly a pound. I kid you not. Half pound anyway. And solid metal. It's kind of like pewtery type of a metal. Throw that in the freezer, freeze it for 2 hours, and that's meant to keep your whiskey nice and cold in the summer. Or if you just prefer a particular whiskey to be colder than room temperature. I'll bet this one will be very nice on a chilled, in a chilled glass. One more taste here. And for the people who've been watching my reviews, I have a 2005 Balblair review up. And you'll note that I talk a lot about similarities with that one and tequila. There is a very herbaceous note here as well on the palate. And I think if you take an old añejo tequila side by side with this, you would find some similarities. Even on the nose now, I'm getting that slight herbal tang coming through. But I really like it. I think we'll just throw in one of these. See how that does. Is it all mixed in yet? Looks pretty good. You get a little bit more hay and that herbal note coming through. A little bit less fruit, interestingly. Still very nice and different, so that's very nice. On to the palate again with water. Cheers again. There's a bit of a creaminess on the palate. It's dialed up the spiciness on the palate. Peppery, a little bit drier. Maybe a tad more cinnamon and ginger in there. The finish, by the way, it's got a very long finish. Very fruity, very fresh. That gingeriness is carrying quite a while, but also just the flavors are lasting nicely. And if there were underripe gooseberries on the palate, there are very ripe, almost rusty colored gooseberries coming through on the finish. I had a gooseberry bush in my backyard growing up until I was about 14. And I wish we had taken a root of that and brought it over. because it would just be so nice to have. And the gooseberries were very delicious, and they grow very well in Winnipeg. Well, that's the Balblair, with water and without. Very nice. Not especially sherried, so don't really expect, you shouldn't expect to have that as a big sherry bomb with all kinds of dried fruits. It's really more of a bourbon matured with just a little bit of enhancement from the sherry, which brings about some of those orchard fruits, lifts them up a little bit. Getting some fresh figs from there too now. Excellent. Pardon me. So let's get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Balblair 1999 second release. Distilled in 1999, bottled in 2015. What is that going to be? Well, folks, it's going to be 89 out of 100. You heard it. 89 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Balblair 1999. And highly recommended. You know, maybe even 90 would be good, but I'll leave it at 89, but you know, plus or minus 1, we'll say. Very, very excellent whiskey. However, it did pale in comparison to the other whiskeys we had the night of the previous, I guess, 2 previous Winnipeg Whiskey Club nights, as we call them. Compared to its peers of 15-year-olds, 17-year-olds, this would do very well, I would say. But we just happen to have a lot, some 20-year-olds, 21, 24-year-olds. But on its own, it stands up. And for the price, it's also very good. Delicious. So 89 points. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave me your thoughts for that Balblair. Don't forget to subscribe to WhiskyWhistle, please. Right here. Take your hand and put it here. Subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. That really, really, really helps me. Check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. Join the Whiskey Whistle crew and get in on the fun. You get advanced video viewing, merchandise coming soon, as I've always said, and it really is time. It's been a year and 4 months now. There's a bit of a bunch of savings that's built up on there, so I'll have to tap into that and get something, probably some challenge coins and t-shirts. I'll definitely need some t-shirts. And again, if you're in Winnipeg, winnipegwhiskeyclub.com. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much. Take care, everybody. See you for the next one. That is going to be 24-year-old. Take care. Thanks for watching Whiskey Whistle. Be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.
If you know